In this short, sharp video, we're going to show you exactly how we create a group, backtest it, and find a high probability trade. And then we're going to do a live trade straight into Interactive Brokers Trader Workstation so you can see how the semi-auto trading function works and you can watch that happen live. So first things first, we are going to need some tickers. So we go to the ticker spreadsheet that we automatically provide you when you subscribe, and we're going to look at these tickers here, which are in the industrial goods sector, and the industry subsector is general building materials. All of these have been screened by us to be minimum 2 billion market cap, minimum $2 million a day of traded volume. So then once you have your tickers, you go to create group, you hit the create button here, and we're going to call this general building materials IB because we're using IB data. Quotes feed we set as IB, historic feed we set as IB, and we're going to enable alerts. All of these settings here, which are the backtest settings, are the same as the top 30 US equities pairs. We're not going to change those. What I am going to change is the trade value per side. Instead of 10,000, I'm going to make it 1,000. Okay, because we're going to live trade this, and I don't want to put 20,000 of trade into the market nor pay those commissions for no reason. Okay, so that's set. We just say OK. Then we paste the symbols we've just copied into the Add Symbols section. We hit Add Symbols. And PairTrade Finder Pro is pulling from IB historic adjusted close data for the last 4 years on each one of these symbols. That's been done. We then go to the backtester and we find our group. And our group is called General Building Materials IB. We highlight that. We hit OK. And right now there's a couple of filters set in the backtest screen. I'm going to take those off, and I'm going to show you how to set those so you'll see how that works. So right now there are no filters set in the backtest, and we're going to backtest all of these symbols against each other. So we highlight those, we hold down shift and highlight all of them. We hit find pairs. So now what PDF Pro does, it's pulling all the data into the backtester from the database, and it's running a backtest on every single one of these combinations. So you'll see the first one here is A on AMN, this one versus this one. Then it's A on AWI, this one versus the next one. And for each of them, it's showing number of trades, the correlation, the co-integration, the compound annual growth rate of the equity curve, the maximum drawdown, the profit factor, the gross profit, the total commissions and slippage estimate, the net profit, average net profit of trade, percentage of winning trades, average days in trade, and then going this way, we have a whole bunch more things you can look at on a per pair base. Simplicity and brevity, we're just going to look at these for now. So it's going down and it's running through every single one of these combinations. You don't necessarily want to look at all of these because they're not all what you're looking for. So that's why we use the filter. So we hit this little filter, we say custom, and for example, co-integration, we're going to say only greater than or equal to 0.88, which for us is our cutoff to say it's co-integrated. And you can see how it's shortened that down, that list. There's only about 8 pairs now. We also want to say that there's an average net profit of trade of at least, because I'm using 1,000 a leg. So let's say we were to screen and say instead of 300, which is our usual screen, we see something greater than or equal to 30. Okay, because we're only trading at 1,000 a side. And if we do that, we see we have 4 great co-integrated pairs. They all have more than $30 average net profit a trade, and 3 of them have greater than 80% average winning trades. The one I like the best is probably BLDMDU because it's got a great compound annual growth rate. It's co-integrated. It's got 50% correlation, and most importantly, it's got a very low max drawdown. So it's a good reward risk. If we hit that, we can see the equity curve here in the bottom left. And so it's going from bottom left to top right. Nice. Well, it could be smoother, but it's lots of great trades in there. Then you've got the ratio chart over on the bottom right. I'm not going to study that, but let's say you say you want to put this pair onto your watch list. So you would just hit Save Pair. And PairTrade Finder Pro is now taking this high probability, great looking pair to trade and putting it on your watch list. And you can see it right here. And you can study it further. You can go into fundamentals. You can look at pair charts, decide if it's what you really want to trade and whether the fundamentals justify you trading it. But we're not going to do that today. I'm going to show you how we would semi-auto trade this when a trading signal comes up. So what do we need? We need a trading signal. Well, we don't have one. So for the purposes of demonstration, we're going to go into the Trading Signals tab. We're going to take this back to March 1st, and we're going to find an entry signal on that pair, MDU. So here we are, BLD MDU. There was one on March 31st. So let's pretend that this had just happened. 5 minutes ago. We got the email and we're coming into our PTF Pro and we want to trade this. Hit resend at market. Say we were going to trade this. It's telling us it's going to go long 45 shares of MDU at $21.89 a share based on current market price. That's $985 for that leg, and then it's going to go long. Sorry, this is the short. It's going to go long BLD at market. About 12 shares at about whatever the market price is, okay, and currently at the current market price would be about 927. Okay, so that's the trade. What happens is with a pair trade order type, it's going to fill 100% of the short, and then it's going to automatically dump the long leg in at market, and you'll get filled immediately on that. So we'll say send trade. What happens? We go into our IB Trader Workstation. You can see you've got MDU BLD, and it's going 45 limit short on MDU at 21.89, which was the limit price on the short. It's currently trading at 21.82 to 83. Last trade 21.80. So if we hit transmit, that won't get filled. And then attached to it in IB is a market order for BLD that we know is going to give us the right size amount based on the exact market price at the time. So if I hit this now, it's going to sit around and wait, and I don't want to sit around and wait. So I'm going to cross the spread, and we're selling. So we're selling short. So I'm going to say I want to get 21.82 because that's the bid. And I hit transmit, and boom, both orders get done. Imagine we're waiting because it's an odd lot. Let's cut the ask. Okay, we got filled. Took a lot longer than I thought, and that's because it's odd lot. So if you saw what happened there, we sold the MDU at 21.82.5. And we immediately, let's just pull up our trade log. So we sold 21.82.5 and we immediately bought 12 of BLD at 76.8365. And the commission was $1 on each of those. And that's how it's done.